rest in peace to the Dallas Mavericks. The Celtics killed them. They got one shot. You come at the king, you best not miss. One shot, one kill. What's the deal?
What's the deal?
Gone down in their prime, some are saying. Luka Doncic's on the Lakers. That part hasn't pissed me off as much as I thought it would. Like, 'cause I can't stand the Lakers like any red-blooded American. At that, all of this has been so funny to hear the Lakers, to hear the Mavericks, and now the Lakers be like, listen, we know he's a gigantic fatso, probably with a drinking problem, but we're going to square it away. I'm Coley Mick. That's Cousin Stiz. That's Square-Headed Buddha. We're produced by Jake Yazzie, powered by Underdog Fantasy Sports. You can enter promo code Banner19 this weekend for the big game. People love that big game, and you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash with your first deposit right when you sign up. Again, that's promo code Banner19. Don't forget, you're at a big game party this upcoming weekend. Could be any day. Let people know. Show them the dog. Show them what you can do in there. Do some drafts. Pick some highers, couple lowers. Have yourself a weekend. That's what I'm going to do. That's what you should do too. How funny is this? Like we demolished them. That's what I can't understand. And tell me if I'm crazy. Luka is largely the reason the Mavericks lost the finals. Like, Jaylen and everyone just hunted him, and he wasn't even playing offense well. And at that stage, people are like, oh, he was hurt, and he was hurt because he was overweight and overtaxed. Yeah, I can understand why the Mavericks were like, oh, we might be all set here. All I read is, oh, he's going to go to LA. This is going to piss him off. Why wasn't he pissed off? He got smoked in the finals, the largest of stages. The stage I was told was going to be no hurdle for him because he played in Europe, and sometimes they have fireworks in the stands, and that's louder than Boston. The fuck is anyone talking about? White James Harden got traded. We've seen regular James Harden get traded 1,000 times. Why are people so shocked at this, Stiz?
I think we're shocked, bro, because Luka averaged 33 points, man. He's 25 years old, and he is the sole reason why they got to the finals. Yeah, he's the reason why they lost, for sure. But without Luka putting that team on their back, bro, putting that team on his back, they're not even in the finals to begin with. So,
Buddha, I'm old enough to remember when the Mavericks had the two most talented players in those finals. Now Luka did it with us four. It was us four and Luka out there. But going into that series, the Mavs had the talent advantage. Derek Lively was fucking Shaq 2.0. There were a lot of things being said then that aren't really being said now, Buddha.
We wrote the Dallas Mavericks obituary this past summer, and the Celtics played a massive piece to that. I'm not going to say like they lost the finals because of Luka, just because I think that roster was so incomplete. Like, it really felt like they were missing like 2 to 3 pieces to be competitive in that series. And I actually thought that the Mavericks were ahead of schedule last year. Like, I would have told you that, I didn't think they were going to get through the Minnesotas or the Denvers of the world. Obviously, Minnesota did them a favor by taking out Denver, but I felt like Dallas was ahead of schedule. My biggest point here, guys, is not that Luka Doncic got traded. It's what he was traded for. And I think there's 15 packages out there that are better than an injury-prone 31-year-old Anthony Davis. Some of the comments that are coming out of Dallas, like, I didn't feel bad for when they lost 4-1 and they actually got the brakes beat off them this summer. I feel bad for Mavericks fans now. Like, holy fuck, man. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
we lost Mookie
when you see
Betts.
that KD list.
This is like 3x that.
When you see that KD list of what they got back versus what they just got back for Luka, it kind of does. If I was a Mavericks fan, I feel them standing in front of the stadium and being like, bro, what are we doing, yo?
I feel like they have a better chance to compete this year than they did 36 hours ago or whenever the fuck that trade was made. Now, you want to talk about 7 years from now? Wicked, like, super different, obviously. But this is, I feel like people aren't appreciating how much of a big balls move this is from Nico. Like, this is a career-defining trade that people are also acting like he just like hijacked the Mavs and made a deal. No, the whole organization was like, yeah, get him out of here. I saw Windhorst made the point earlier. After game 3, where Luka was genuinely awful, I think that was, if that wasn't the game, it was the game after.
That was the
he
night
set
he
the
fouled
record
out.
for like most blow-bys in a NBA Finals game because he was just playing that Olay defense that is the only defense he has. Windhorst was like, yeah, I roasted him in his own building, and I came in 2 days later to the same building. Nobody took up for him, the whole building. And that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Crazy. And
I mean, something's definitely off there, but like, I'm sorry. You have to make accommodations for a top 5 player in the world who's 25 years old. I mean, like, he hasn't, like, 25-year-olds in the NBA, realistically, they haven't hit their mature peak. Like, now guys are winning championships from 30 to 34. Luka's not even there yet. So yeah, maybe he's a little bit immature. Maybe it's going to take him a little bit of time to figure out, the fitness routine and the transition over to our country. Like, I'm sorry. If the organization's
like
not going to
7
stick
years.
God damn it.
I don't give a damn.
Your frontal
He's
lobe
25 years
develop?
old. Give him another 7 years. Give him
And
another
then he was a
7 years.
pro before that. That's the whole selling point with these Europeans. It's like, oh, they're
We gotta
already
look at
pros.
the stats, man. When does your frontal lobe develop? We gotta figure out the age and that happening because he's not mature enough yet, Coley. We got it. He's not mature enough.
If it stays, if an American player had the things coming out about Luka, no one would. They're describing J.R. Smith like Nuggets. J.R. Smith is how they're talking about Luka, and everyone's just like the Mavericks are wrong. Why would they be wrong? This is now the 5th team to pass on him. Say we're all set, and this isn't like out of the blue. The Suns hired his coach to be their coach, and he was like, "Let's take Ayton." The Kings, Vlade knows his whole fucking family tree. He was like, Marvin Bagley, we don't even go fuck who we take. We'll take the guy who reclassified 7 times. Would rather take him. And then the Hawks were like, we gladly trade him. Then it comes out, the Mavs did shop him to exactly one other team. And they said no. So that's 5 teams, including the Mavericks, who were done with him, that were just like, that's a 1/6 of the league is already out on Luka. That's a lot of the league to have it. Everyone's acting like one guy made this crazy deal. No, 5 teams are all set.
I got to respond to that because you just named organizations that absolutely suck. Yeah. The Suns, yeah. The Kings, I don't want to be on a list with those teams. Those teams fucking suck. And now I'm under the belief that the Mavericks organization sucks. There's 3 reasons why they might have made this deal. And I've seen a couple different things. The first is that they're not willing to pay him the supermax. What has Luka Doncic done in his career? And I'm not saying he's a perfect player because, again, there's flaws. There's definitely something off. I agree, Cole. I'm not saying it's 100%. But what has Luka Doncic done in his career to not deserve a supermax? And if you're an organization who's not willing to pay that guy the supermax, sell the fucking team. So that is the worst excuse I've heard. It's not a money issue, okay? The second reason would be that his body and, he's not going to be durable and he's not going to be a long-term career fit. You just traded for Anthony Davis. The guy can't stay fucking healthy for anything, and he's 31 years old. So you traded for a worse player who's 6 years older, who, yeah, is good defensively when he's on the floor. I have the numbers here. Luka Doncic has played way more games than Anthony Davis has over the past 4 years. I'm sorry.
Not the last 2.
Regardless, Anthony Davis had 0 fucking playoff wins last year. Luka Doncic in the same conference was not playing alongside LeBron James and took his team to the finals. The whole.
Buddha, let me ask you a question.
Go.
No. I'll give you a second to breathe. Let me ask you a quick one.
I'm fired up right now. If I was a Mavericks fan, this podcast would be over. I'd be done.
Do you think that with this move that the Mavericks are in a better shot to win right now?
No. I give them. I have moved them into the 0% chance of winning the NBA Finals category.
Really?
Yeah.
Which, why were they higher before that? Why were they higher before that?
Because they had Luka Doncic. Just like, by the way, I would not put like
he's won less finals games than Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis didn't play in a real NBA Finals. He played in front of fucking people on a Zoom meeting, and he played against
told
Goran
last year's
Dragic.
finals weren't real. I was told that was Mickey Mouse last year too. So I don't know that holds water.
Not by me.
Sure,
that's what I'm saying. So we can't. So we can't hold that. We can't. So that argument, I don't know. But at the same time, bro, I don't know. I think they did get. I think they definitely did get better, bro. You got AD and Kyrie in that pick and roll, bro. And then you also got Lively out there too, bro. The defense, you got AD and Gafford back there, or AD and Lively back there, bro.
Right.
With the Kyrie Irving. No,
I just
Clay.
like
and Clay.
I saw
I forgot
Kyrie,
about that.
I saw Kyrie playing next to Luka last finals, and he was fucking atrocious. He was terrible. And by the way, he's not good defensively. So if you're building your roster identity around defense, why the fuck are you building around Kyrie Irving?
But we weren't hunting Kyrie, and
that's a fact. He shuffles his feet a little bit more. He shuffles his feet some more.
He's got active hands. Like it was a shocking deal because we're so used to leaks and build up. The last AD trade took a year and a fucking half. We all knew where he was going. Took forever for that deal to happen. We had no idea this was coming. So the initial shock, no doubt. I've already seen a couple Mavs fans be like, I kind of see the vision. Now, it's a small percentage. Most of them are like lighting the Dirk statue on fire for some reason. I don't really know what's going on out there. I get the fan side of this being like devastated. You thought you had 40 years of Dirk to Luka just covered wall to wall. Like you thought that. The Nico keeps talking. People don't want him to keep talking, but if you listen to him, he's being like super honest. He's like, I could have done the easy thing, which is just pay Luka Doncic. If he kept devolving like I think he's going to devolve, no one would have blamed me. That would have been the easy thing to do. I wouldn't have lost my job if Luka ate or drank himself out of the league. And that's true. He couldn't have taken a bigger swing here. Like you said, there were 15 better packages he could have gotten. While I somewhat agree, I am very sick of teams being like, here's this star for 5 picks, 4 of which are useless. Like the Kings just did with De'Aaron Fox. They got the worst, like fake picks back for De'Aaron Fox, and they didn't have to do that. They got Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's cool, but the whole league's told you they haven't wanted to trade for Zach LaVine for years. You could have gotten real picks from the Spurs. The Spurs won that trade not because they just got De'Aaron Fox. They only had to trade one of their own first-round picks to do it. That's insane business. DeJounte Murray went for 5 first-round picks, one of the several times he's been traded.
What's his name again?
Rudy Gobert, 5. DeJounte Murray. I say it right every time. The first round pick, what has come out also today, the Lakers have said they were asked for Connect and another first, and they started shitting on Luka. They were like, listen,
that's the best
we're going to teach this guy how to eat and drink. It's just like, why are they saying this? They said they have to teach him how to win, Buddha.
That's the best part is Pelinka being like, oh, well,
is LeBron going to stay?
I mean, I would sign Pelinka to a lifetime contract. He just pulled off the fleece of the century.
No, I'm not talking about Pelinka. I know Pelinka stayed for life. Pelinka set for life. He's a Laker forever now. Is LeBron going to stay?
I don't think
I saw him say that he's committed, but I don't know, bro.
I think he leaves in the summer.
LeBron returns enough in a trade package that it actually makes sense for LA. The only team that I actually think it makes sense to go out and acquire LeBron James is Cleveland. Package Jared Allen and a couple other money pieces to go out and get LeBron, bring him home, and have him finish his career next to a Donovan Mitchell and an Evan Mobley, and that would scare the shit out of me.
Package who?
So you'd have to do Jared Allen.
I didn't hear you.
Jared Allen, George Niang, and maybe Dean Wade. There is a money way to make it work.
Cavs fans would not move Dean Wade for LeBron James.
I can hear that, but I don't know if I can hear it. But I don't know if Cleveland wants to do that. But they got something going on over there.
Yeah, they should. They should try and win as many championships with LeBron James as possible because they've left a lot to be desired over the last 20 years. But I like the Warriors, like we said, are trying to trade for anyone who's ever made an all-star team ever. I think LeBron wants to go there, but I think he thinks it'll look like when KD went there, which it generally it wouldn't. It wouldn't at all. And I've never held it against Kevin Durant for doing the easiest decision anyone's ever made. But I know a lot of people do. And I think LeBron's like, I've got enough shit on my resume legacy that people already hate me for. Let's not add one more thing to that. Like, I would love to play with Steph. I think him and Luka genuinely love each other and like their style of plays. I think Bron wants to do that the rest of the year, and then he'll go elsewhere next year. That's how it feels, at least.
I just don't think Bron's going to return enough in trade to actually like move on from him. So I think they're going to play it out this year. I don't think that the Lakers like are built to win a title this year, which, again, I'm talking so highly about Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic can bring any roster to the NBA Finals, but I don't look at LA as like, okay, immediately they are like, a top 2 or 3, threat to the Celtics chances. But what I do look at LA is their ability to now completely strip down their roster and build around a 25-year-old. They have a 5 to 7 year window now where I feel like, holy shit, if they can only sign Luka, who's not going to be on a supermax because he's not eligible anymore, you create cap space, right? And then who's not going to want to go to play in LA with Luka Doncic? Like, I think there's going to be a lot of players lining up for that opportunity. And when you get LeBron off your books and when you get a Hachimura off your books, like, the Lakers are going to have fucking flexibility. I wouldn't rule out a Lakers Celtics finals over the next 5 years.
Nah, definitely. I see it.
But I will rule out a Dallas one,
though. I don't know. Kyrie, AD, both guys.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Before, and
they'll figure it out, bro.
Who's won
they will
multiple.
Figure it out, man.
I don't think Dallas is worried about OKC. I think they did this because they think they can beat OKC. Otherwise, they should have traded with OKC. They should have asked for Chet. They should have asked for Jalen Williams. Like, that's the type of deal I think would have been better if they'd called Cleveland and asked for Mobley. Like, I understand that they traded for a Hall of Famer who has like maybe 4 years left. That's a decent size window. And it's a guy Kyrie's wanted to play with. They've loved Kyrie since he got there. I'm not saying like you trade Luka.
Trash.
I think they traded Luka because for years, like every year, Jason Kidd has asked him to get in better shape. Every year. And he doesn't. He just doesn't. Like, at a certain point, I don't know why. Like, if James Harden, you got found out, got traded again, you wouldn't be shocked. He got traded again. That's really how I look at this.
I don't know. Luka.
What's the difference between Luka and James Harden for their careers?
I think Luka makes the players around him better. I do not think James Harden elevates other players around him.
I think this new James Harden definitely does. I don't think the Houston James Harden. I think Houston James Harden was just trying to ball, but new James Harden, Clippers James Harden.
He's leading the league in assists. He took the Warriors to 7. Like,
that's true. Yeah, I sound stupid. I stand corrected.
It's not a stupid thing. It's just people my whole adult life have told me they don't like James Harden because of the same reasons they like Luka, and it doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
I just think Luka operates at a. I think he operates at a higher level. I think he has more control over the game. I think Harden has these stretches of, he can go on a stretch where he has a 10, 15 game stretch where like no one can touch that. But I mean, Luka Doncic, like, I don't know, man. I think Luka playing at his best is better than what James Harden has done at his best.
We got to pull it up.
There's a specific game where Harden had the 60-point triple-double. I was trying to see how many assists he had. He had 11. So I thought he had, did he have another? Because I also thought it happened against the Knicks, and this is against Orlando.
Coley, while you look that up, I do agree with the sentiment that I love the fact that they didn't trade Luka for, like 8 picks and 2 prospects. Like, they got an NBA ready guy. But I'm still appalled by the fact that they believe that Anthony Davis was the best return that they could get. I can come up with more, like the OKC offer. I think you could even call New Orleans and try to get, Herb Jones and Zion or a package of play. Like, I just don't understand how they believe that this was a 1-for-1 swap.
Why would you get Zion if it's the same? If you're probably just going to run into the same issue with Zion, are you not?
I'm not doing that deal. I'm not doing that deal for Zion. I'm doing it for Herb.
Sure. And that's
Zion's
great,
just
but I'd rather Trey Murphy if we're talking about that.
Like,
I'd rather have Trey Murphy, who gives you the book. Like, Trey Murphy just lit us up for what? 40?
Excuse me. Trey Murphy. Excuse me.
Okay. All right.
I'm not doing that for her.
I mean, there are a lot of teams like the Pelicans should obviously want Luka. There's no way he's re-signing there. Like, just no way. So that's where I don't know that they would put some on the table because it's not like they're close this year to even make the playoffs. I don't think so. That's where I like they theoretically, yeah, they could put a better package on the table, but I think it's one of those things. Everyone keeps talking about they took leverage from themselves. If this went like a normal trade and this was just public information, 25 teams are pulling out. And that's the 5 I listed earlier, because one of them's the Mavericks specifically. And then 20 teams who would just be like, no. And then you get the Knicks who made all their moves already. They wouldn't even really be able to do it, I don't think. The Celtics could do a 1-for-1, and the Celtics wouldn't do it. Would you do it if you were the Celtics?
You do that?
It would have to be Jaylen.
No. It'd have to be who?
It would have to be Jaylen.
No, I'm straight, brother. I mean, I love Luka, bro, but like I said, I like what JB do on both sides of the ball. I'm kind of straight, you know?
It's a fucking awesome question because I think that there's a lot of Celtics fans that would say like I would never do that, and then when they did it, they would be so fired up and like.
Yeah, I feel that.
But at the same time,
Kyrie,
like,
I was hyped.
Oh, sure.
I was hyped as well. Like, I can turn the page quickly. What I can't turn the page on is a player that won a championship. Like, that's a lot more difficult for me. And I believe I'm under the belief that like no matter what happens, this Celtics team deserves the opportunity. This core deserves the opportunity to defend their title. And I think every team should have the opportunity to defend their title. So I wouldn't make that move today. But if you lost and you did not win the NBA Finals this year, and that was a situation that was proposed this upcoming offseason, hypothetically, yes, I would make that move after the season. How many guys are on the untouchable list, though? Because Luka is he was a player to me that I looked at as like, okay, yep, there's
super
no
touchable
way that he can be traded.
I was about to say, yeah.
He clearly.
I was going to say, nobody's on that list anymore, bro.
So like other than Wemby's untouchable, right?
Jokic.
Yep. Wemby and Jokic.
I agree.
Probably Giannis.
I wonder what would have happened if fucking Dallas called up Milwaukee and offered Luka for Giannis, because again, you get the age, you get years back. So I don't know if Giannis is untouchable.
I think Milwaukee says easy no there.
If you can re-sign Luka to a long-term deal, because I already think Giannis is already. I mean, Giannis came out the other day and he's like, "Oh, I love it. I root for these guys to be in these big markets." Like,
he was
okay. You're in fucking Milwaukee. There's like 4-story buildings, and that's it.
That. He literally said, "You guys have done this with me my whole career. Let's send me here. Let's send this guy here." And then it only got clipped him saying that. That was not what he meant at all.
I'm taking it for what it's worth. I'm completely taking
speculation.
Giannis to the Knicks. Lock it in.
Speculation.
I saw a Twitter clip.
Bro, I mean, that's how it's. I saw it everywhere, and I was like, people aren't even trying anymore.
Can I also make one more point on Anthony Davis? One other reason people said, "Oh, well, he fits our culture." Anthony Davis has been with the Lakers, a top 4 seed all season. He's been bitching about not having a 5-man to play next to. Okay, so now he has the opportunity to do that with Gafford and Lively. It actually like makes sense as a 4-5 combo. You know what? Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford are 2 great examples of players who play the 4, but ultimately don't really want to play the 5. But when the Celtics, a championship organization, ask them to do it, you know what they do? They suck it up and do it. When Jason Tatum needs to guard the opposing 5 on the other team, is he sitting in the locker room talking about, "Oh, I think we need to go get another 5 guy"? No, he's not a friggin' pussy. I'm sorry. Like Anthony Davis, this is not about a Luka Doncic thing to me. This is an Anthony Davis thing to me.
Stiz.
We're a championship team, though, bro. You make sacrifices when you're on a championship team. That's just what you do to continue winning championships. They're not at the level to win championships yet. He's saying, "Yo, let's get us there. I think this will help get us to championship level. Let me try being back at my regular position. You guys get a guy who's actually a 5 here." I think that's just that on that. But yeah, Al Horford and Kristaps are going to do that because, bro, we're on the C's.
Damn right. Those are the type of guys that I want in my organization. I don't want the whiners and the complaining. Fuck those guys, dude.
You're right. I do like having Kristaps here. He famously hated playing with Luka. Spoke about it last year at length, and he was the first person ever happy to be traded to the Wizards. He was like, finally, get me away from that guy. He's bad vibes. I don't know what people like. I don't know why people are refusing to accept. Now, it may change. You know what I mean? I get why the Lakers took this swing. I'm not saying like Luka's terrible or anything. The idea that he's like some infallible being is crazy to me. People are like, this is the biggest trade of all time. Bill Russell got traded. Like, what the fuck are people talking about? It's crazy. The Athletic came out with the list, top 10 trades, most shocking trades. And it was like Kareem, and it was a lot of good players. Bill Russell, nowhere to be found. Got traded for 11 rings. Like, what are you talking about? How is that not one? 1-1.
This is like,
that's a good point, bro.
I was not like hand up. I was not awake when the trade went off. So I woke up like 2:30 in the morning to take a piss to like a million text messages. And then I just kept waking up every 2 hours being like, this isn't real. Like there's no way this is real. I could not get over this.
No, it stood me up. I said it on Third Time the other day. Like I had just smoked and walked my dogs. So I was in the right headspace for this. I just laid down. I had been sick all weekend. So I was looking forward to like a long stretch of sleep, which I hadn't gotten. And I'm just scrolling. I see the tweet. I literally went from vertical like this to standing, from horizontal like this to standing straight up and down like that, like a fucking cartoon character. Sheets didn't even move. I was just immediately standing and sober. Like my heart was racing. I'd put my Apple Watch on to make sure my BPMs didn't get out of whack. It was a scene. And then I have to stream about it. And it was because that's how insane it was. That was as jarring of a thing as I've read. But the more I think about it, it's just like, all right, could they have called more than two teams? Maybe. Maybe that would have been better. If they knew they wanted Anthony Davis, which I think is a personal, a reasonable thing to want, why? Like, there's not that many teams who would have said yes here.
I just like if you have to do your due diligence. Like, I'm sorry, you don't call one team, make an offer, get convinced that offer is not, that offer is too much, and get whittled down. Like as soon as the Lakers said, you know what, I'm not willing to give up Connect, I'm not willing to give up Davis and 2 first-round picks or 3 first-round picks. Okay, no problem, Rob. I'm gonna go call about 5 other teams, and I guarantee you, I will get an offer. How do you not call? And again, you could say they could say no for various different reasons, but we're talking about a top 5 player in the game. Someone is going to be willing to take a chance on that motherfucker. I would have called Minnesota on Anthony Edwards. I would have called Orlando on Paul.
They say no so fast.
Again, if you don't make the call, I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted.
Minnesota definitely says no. Like OKC maybe says yes, but it's also, you start calling too many teams, people start going, why? What's wrong with them?
Yeah.
And now we're finding out maybe there are some things wrong with him. The Lakers don't move me at all. Now, if Jokic goes there whenever his deal's up, I'll be fucking horrified, but I don't know that that's going to happen. So that would be terrifying. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that at all.
That would be horrible.
As currently constructed, zero concern. Zero. I mean, the rest of that team stinks right now.
Let me flip the question on you. Would you have made that? Would you have traded Jaylen Brown for Anthony Davis in the same scenario?
No.
Okay, good.
It's just not a need.
Need regardless.
I don't think Luka's a need over here either.
No, he's not.
Luka, I feel like for the Lakers, like I think it's a win-win on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like they need a guy like Luka. If LeBron's gonna leave, we need another superstar in LA. And the Mavericks clearly feel like they know what they need. We need more defense. We feel like we want to put another guy around Kyrie, and we don't believe in Luka anymore. Straight up, you know what I'm saying? So it's a win-win both sides. I get it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm sorry. It's crazy to not believe in that guy. After what he did last season, just
they
to
know him better
drag
than
his
you.
team to the final.
Listen, I get that too.
No, that's not what
I get that too.
happens.
I
He
get that
didn't
too.
drag anyone to the finals. They were a good team. The second they got Grant Williams out of there, they were the best team in the West. There was a reason before the playoffs I said, we're playing the Mavericks in the finals. People said, no, they're not. And then we walked through them. I was the only person not surprised. So when everyone was talking about easy path, I was like, this was always going to be the path. The only thing we couldn't foresee was Indiana. That was the shock. I thought we were going to play the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. That didn't happen. But the Mavs were a good team. Like PJ was a big reason why they beat OKC because he was shouting at everyone and OKC got scared that he was flexing too much. They got worried about what may happen. And the fucking Nuggets basically beat the Timberwolves from how that came out after. They're like, we were so tired from that series. We just had nothing left. So the Luka dragging a team to what he did against the Suns years ago was more impressive than what he did last year to me. When he was laughing at Devin Booker's face.
I can't disagree with that because it's right, but like, damn, if you're the best player, I would have told you as soon as Jokic got eliminated, people would have told you Luka's the best player in the postseason remaining. Man, like the step back versus Gobert, like, dude, he was fucking nails.
Bro, he's cold, bro. 30,
yeah,
average 33
and he's
points,
25
bro.
years old.
He's
People are
a
acting
hooper.
like he's like on the back end of his career. He's on the back nine. Like, dude, like I don't think he's gonna play till he's 35, but he has a window here.
Only
that's
Nico's
a
talking
reason.
like that. Only Nico's talking like that. All right. Nico believes that thoroughly, bro. I feel like the rest of Dallas is like, nah.
I think the whole organization feels that way. The city definitely disagrees, and I get that. They're riding for their guy as they should. I have no problem with Mavs fans acting like fans. I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, I can't believe Mavs fans are acting like this. No, this is an insane thing to have happen to them. They thought they had Luka forever. This never crossed their mind as a possibility, and then this just happens under the cover of night. All of a sudden, he's just gone. Like Sham said, to be like, no, this really happened. Trust me, I know it seems crazy. This really happened in the real world because it was that insane to read and see that name out there. But again, no build up. The Lakers involved. That made it feel extra sinister. And I get why the Lakers took this swing, but they're already telling LeBron, like, you got to teach this guy how to lift. You got to teach this guy how to eat. LeBron eats candy, famously one of the worst diets in the league. And Luka is going to be off the wine and gummy bears. Like, it's going to go worse for him.
I hope not, bro. I hope he proves Dallas wrong, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like, especially after this, I hope he proves Dallas wrong, bro. And maybe Dallas, I feel like the Dallas is going to get hit by the basketball gods after this one. It might work out for them. We might see them in the finals again. We probably will, but
where do you put
key,
Dallas
bro.
in the West right now in terms of potential threats to the Celtics?
I mean, it's still OKC, big gap to everyone else. Like, nothing changed on that front. But I'd probably have Dallas, like, 3? Like, just because they don't have Jokic? So, yeah, 3.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Jokic is above them. And then I think it gets a little tricky. Like, I don't think Minnesota's playing well, but I do think that, like, if they're playing at a really high level, like, I don't rule them out. I've ruled the Mavs out. I've ruled them out. I'm disgusted with them. And, like, Stiz, I agree. Like, I feel bad. I feel bad for Luka to a point, but at the same time, like, I'm not rooting for him because then that means the Lakers are going to win a championship. So, like, I can't root for that. I
feel bad.
I think the funniest
I feel
line,
bad that the. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Coley. No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say I feel bad that the Mavs knew he was shopping for a new mansion and let him buy it when this has been going on.
What?
Yeah, he just bought a $15 million house like a week or two ago.
Which Coley read my mind because this is the funniest statement. Like,
that's the sick
you
part.
can't say in the same sentence, like, oh, I feel bad for him because he just bought a $15 million mansion. Like, there's in no scenario should you feel bad for a person who can spend $15 million.
Yes, you can. No.
Yeah,
yes, you
That's a
can,
hassle.
bro.
That's a hassle.
That's
He's going to
what
take a
I'm
loss on
saying,
that.
bro.
He's
You know what? Give it to
absolutely
me.
gonna take
Give it to me.
a
He'll
write-off.
wait. He'll wait
Yeah,
6 months. He won't have to pay the capital gains or whatever it is.
Bro, I don't care how much money you got. Imagine having to spend $15 million and then it's a wash the next week. Imagine that, bro. That shit would stress anybody out.
It's not like the house is
now
gone.
he's gonna kill the Mavericks when he comes back.
Oh, I think he's gonna smoke the Mavericks, but it might be like how Andrew Wiggins goes off against the Cavs still to this day every time they play, just because they traded him for Kevin Love. Like it may be one of those situations where I can't buy. Oh, he's motivated now when he should have been last year. Imagine if Jason Tatum had to be told to lift. How crazy does that sound to you, Buddha?
Yeah.
Tatum's definitely lifting, right?
Constantly.
I'm glad he's not my superstar, but god damn it, did they have to set like
they might not have.
He's on the Lakers.
I think the Mavs right now, especially they're like high stepping this trade in the face of their fans who are devastated. Nico's acting like
Nico gives no shits.
It's very admirable. Plus, Nico was like one of Kobe's right-hand guys. So I feel like
and he's going to be getting a real estate license in 5 years.
I don't know.
But I feel like if he knows what that dedication and hard work looks like, bruh.
That's what I'm
saying. He's seen it up close.
And Kobe didn't need to learn that at 25.
He's seen it up close, if anything.
I think Nico right now feels like he got off a bad pack. Whether or not that's accurate,
Definitely.
I think that's how he genuinely feels. He said this was a time bomb, and it could wake something up in Luka. I just don't know why that's the prevailing thought after he was again embarrassed in the finals last year. This is a low point to me also for just European hoops in general. I've been hearing for years that they were surpassing us, and this was the guy who was going to do it. And to have his team, the only team he's ever known, ship him out with zero respect or regard for him because they felt like he had been disrespectful towards them all this time. One of the saddest days in the history of European basketball, just fresh off the heels of what Steph did to them in France. Great year, great 12 months for AAU ball on this side.
American hoops going crazy, baby.
USA's back.
It's the only thing I'm patriotic about is basketball, U.S. basketball. It's the only thing I break out the red, white, and blue for because it means something to me. It means that what happened in Athens in 2004, it won't happen again on my watch.
Not facts, for real.
I will say, like, I'm not a huge, like, I don't really follow soccer that much, but if the U.S. men's national team, like, could make a run in this upcoming World Cup, like, I really believe that would be like a unifying moment for our nation. Like, that would be like everyone would be in on that. If they made like a semifinal of the World Cup and they played in like Los Angeles or fucking Vegas, like, holy shit, dude, I'd be locked in on that. Because again, that's not a sporting event that, yeah, we've made some like round of 16s, but like, goddamn, the 2026 World Cup has some potential to turn a lot of people into soccer players.
For real? Are we nice?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think the hype around them is like, oh, like, we're young. It's the golden age of American soccer. But like, we'll see.
I heard that 8 years ago. It's never correct. But our women demolish the rest of the world, and no one.
We do that every time.
Every
Every
four they get smacked up, and we just expect it. Kind of like basketball. I don't know why our women are so much better and our men aren't. I have no idea. But I think what would be truly unifying, because the middle of the country will just never care if we win the World Cup. The coast would go crazy. Us liberal elites would go crazy. The middle of the country would not give a fuck. If we force the rest of the world to play us in football, that would be unifying. That would be unifying.
I don't even know what that team would look like. Like
the Monstars, baby.
That's just stupid.
We'd stop talking about the dream team.
The Monstars, baby. Like, for real, we would dead ass stop talking about the dream team. If we could put together the best football players and just send them out to the world. just send them out there.
How many teams do you think America could make? How many teams do you think, like, how many gold medal teams 32. Do you think America could make?
Yeah, 32. Honestly. I think we got the number. Yeah.
I think maybe more, Coley.
It's
Bro, that
possible.
would be
We could, because we could
gross,
send
bro.
Bama. We could send like Michigan.
that would
you
be
just send like
gross.
Dylan Gabriel
Oh
and
my
Oregon out there with
God.
Jeremiah Smith, and you're like, all right, we're good.
Nah, for real. For real, though.
Yeah, Ohio State's for sure walking down Russia.
Gold
You know
medal.
what I mean? Like,
Gold
they're
medal.
walking them down.
Dude, like Lithuania's lining up
real.
across from Ohio State, and they're like, fuck, man, like this is not going to
Other-
go well.
Germany sees us bring out the marching bands. They're like, oh no.
Damn, not facts, bro. That would be hard, nah.
If
Is there a way to vote like sports in to
Oh yeah,
Olympics?
the Olympics adds new sports for every host country. I don't know why we didn't add football. I do it,
Bro,
probably
we
because of
should add
international
football.
I
incident.
mean, I think
Like,
we know
imagine
why.
you saw the hit Speed took in WWE the other night.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Like if we did
thought he
that,
died.
that's what I'm saying. That's what everything would look like from us. Uruguay, you know what I mean?
Nah,
Like, that's
facts,
what-
bro. Aaron
Yeah, no,
Donald.
there's been-
Just ship Aaron Donald to Chile.
all five of them. Yeah, a whole line just moved out of the way.
Whoa.
That's what it would look like.
I mean,
Oh man.
yeah. Oh my God.
No,
They'd be the
I
best.
just-
Justin
I don't even
Jefferson-
know, like, what
they're
the
gonna
team
cover
would freaking
Justin
look like.
Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
And then Tyreek Hill in the
shot,
slot,
bro.
like, holy fuck.
It could be me out
Yeah,
there. I'm
bro.
open. They're not
yeah, no
worried.
shot, bro. That'd be amazing,
Yeah.
bro. Oh, that'd be so hard.
I'm
Like,
just trying
there's
to picture,
definitely like high school sporting events that have been canceled due to safety issues. Like, I really believe
Sure.
there would be like a bronze medal or like a third semifinal game where they're like, yep, like this is not health and safety regulations like Team USA. Also, how sick could you make Team USA uniforms?
Oh, it'd be
Super
very
hard,
strong.
bro. They'd
Very
be hard
strong.
as
Like, you could make some
fuck, bro.
rules. Like Pat Mahomes would.
Damn, I'm kind
Pat
of mad
Mahomes
to say
would
the
rep the
thing.
fuck out of
That's what I'm saying. His jersey would be crazy. The Mahomes USA jersey would be hard, bro. I'm mad this isn't around. I mean, I'm mad it's not around currently, but if this was around when Tom was out here, bro,
That's what
and
I'm saying. I
Randy
think
and the
Tom could
boys,
still do it.
Gronk, just bro,
Well, that's just Brock, 23-year-old Brock Bowers going crazy.
bro. Damn,
Yeah, no, USA football I think about a lot.
USA
and I'm
football
sad.
would go crazy, bro.
I'm trying to picture like Sweden having to go to LSU.
Bro,
I'm
the
just
shit,
lights.
the shit we would talk out there.
Oh, they hear
my
suck
God.
that tiger dick bitch. They're like, we're out of here. We don't know what this is. Was not what we thought we signed up for. We're here for sport. I'm so tired of hearing about how hard it is to play in Europe. Go to LSU on a Saturday night, you fucking cowards. That's what I go to Death Valley.
Yeah, seriously. People talk about these like overseas basketball stadiums, crazy crowds. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, look
Play
at
in
fucking
the SEC.
yeah. Look, like, go to Tuscaloosa and win. Like, good luck, dude.
Yeah. 100,000 Alabamans. That's what, you want to deal with that? Don't think so. And yeah, we heard that a lot walking into the finals. Oh, you think Luka's going to be scared of Boston? He was. He shit his pants.
He was.
Lights were bright, bro. Lights were bright, bro.
I feel like
Jalen, like
we've
this
touched
is
on.
the Jalen thing. I'm going to pivot because I just want to talk about Jalen again because I know a lot of people would make that trade. I can't have this team brought down by someone not giving 100%. Jalen, we talk about it. He trains like fucking Aquaman. He's in the deep end holding the 45 so he can't get up. Luke is literally smoking hookah and eating wings. You know what I mean? Like that's not the mentality of a champion right there. It can change. I do believe he can add that, but where he's at right now, what the Mavs have asked him to do is what you do ask of a max player. So I very much understand why they were like, we can't have most of the rest of the team outworking you. That's not how this works.
Not facts, bro.
Don't you think though that there's been
Especially
a
if-
precedent set by like some American basketball players in terms of what the responsibilities of a supermax player are? Because Kawhi Leonard hasn't played in a clip, like he never plays. Joel Embiid, did you see that stat that came out? He's played in 446 games. He's missed 400 of them. He missed 47% games played. Like, I don't know. I think the
but then you
definition
have
of
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, Joel Embiid's not
You
American.
get what I'm saying? Then you got a guy like Jason Tatum, and then you got a guy like who Nico Rodman's he's been around this whole time, Kobe Bryant. You feel me? And he's looking at guys like Kobe. He's like, bro, if we're comparing this guy to the greats, bro, I've been around one. This is my guy. You know what I'm saying? I know what it takes. I've watched it. If he's seeing that, if he's not seeing that in him, you feel me? Like he would know. Yeah. He would know before anybody else, bro. He saw it up close, bro. Like, yo, if I'm watching Kobe do Kobe every day, if I don't see that in my so-called superstar that we're comparing to that guy, nah, bro. Nah, especially if that's my boy. Nah, we out of here.
If you want to say, like, is Luka better than Bradley Beal? No doubt. Like, no doubt. I have no qualms with that. The Wizards, you already said, those are dumb franchises. I don't consider the Mavs to be dumb. I know they've had changes in the front office and ownership, but I just don't view them as dumb necessarily. I thought the Clay move was weird and unnecessary, but they thought they had a window. They still think they have a window. No.
I didn't love the Clay move just because I felt like it was a little, too little too late. Like I don't know.
Sure.
Like Clay does not have anything left in his tank. I'm sorry. He hasn't. I don't think he's there.
No, he went crazy the other night, but that's kind of his whole thing now. It's so random and sporadic when he decides to go off.
Yeah, he's streaky.
Like he was bad those first 3 games of the finals, and then the second he saw one go in, I said, "Fuck," against us. I was like, that's not what I needed to see, because all it takes with him is one, and that's kind of how it's looked with Hauser lately. Hauser's been
bingo
knocking down everything, and I do believe you can be such a good shooter that when you're off, it's harder to re-find it than someone who's more not as dialed in. Like when you're that calibrated, but you're off, it's almost, I don't know, it's like Rob Lowe in Parks and Rec when he gets like a little sick, it just completely ruins his whole his whole shit because he's so healthy. When you're that dead eye of a shooter, it's almost better to be somewhat like Jaylen. Jaylen's just going to keep firing. It's not really a concern to him. But when you're Hauser and it's so mechanically fine-tuned, once you're off, it's hard to get back on. And Jake, you finally got your 3-0.
I mean, it's been a long time coming. I think I predicted 3-0, 4-0, literally every single podcast since we started. So nice to get right against the Sixers. Every time you can rip their hearts out, that feels like a step in the right direction.
That sounds so good.
Shout out the 3-0 boys.
I was just resigned to the fact that of all the years we've had to go up against Philly, this is the year they for some reason had our number. I thought it was kind of funny because there's literally any other year they would have preferred this. This year they're like, we fucking suck, but we can beat this team. And it turns out they can't. I was wrong. Hand up. I'm not right every time. I was wrong last night. I was just like, you know what? We got a big stretch to focus on. We just won the last 2. They can have a loss as a treat. And I appreciated Jaylen Brown being candid after the game. He said, we could have lost that game, come in here, fed you guys some bullshit excuse, and just moved on to the next one. But instead, we looked at ourselves and said, why don't we win this one instead? And that's exactly what they did. What did you see in that comeback, Stiz, that made you feel good or bad or indifferent about these boys?
It made me feel all types of nice inside, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. It was great to watch JT, bro, hit those 3 straight threes. It was great to watch JB do what he always does, bro. Have the motor, bro. Like he really, I don't know how he does it game in, game out, bro. Game in, game out, he finds his way into the paint, bro. He bullies everybody. He finds his shots regardless of what defense is there. He's finding his way to that paint, bro. He's finding his way to the cup, and then he works his way from inside to out, bro. Every single game, bro. He got the motor, and it's really looking like in these last 2 games, JT found that touch, bro. I don't know what it is, and he started like look in the crowd and give people that, you feel me, the look now, and it's just like, it's doing something for me, man. It's making me feel good, bro. My boys are back. This is how we want to start February. You feel me?
How did you feel, Buddha?
I mean, the Celtics team that we saw the last 6 minutes of the third quarter and the fourth quarter is the Celtics team that this podcast has been talking about all season. And it hasn't come to fruition this season yet. We see spurts of it, but that is the team that we're talking about. And I thought there was a couple things that jumped out to me. The first thing is that Jason Tatum didn't come off the floor in the second half. Like if you're telling me that game meant nothing to the Celtics, like Tatum didn't come off the fucking floor, and he had 25 and 8 in the second half alone. You know, when like we talk about Tom Brady having like, he has a Hall of Fame career in the beginning and then a Hall of Fame career in the middle, a Hall of Fame career at the end. Jason Tatum literally had a Hall of Fame game in the second half of this game. He had 25 and 8. If you do that consistently over the course of 48 minutes, you will be in the Hall of Fame. He did it in the second half alone. And when we're going back to talk about the Harden versus Luka debate in terms of do they make their guys better, Tatum elevates the guys that are around him. If you see the passes he made in that third and fourth quarter to Sam Hauser, there's no, like, when you hit your guy in your shooter's pocket, like, boom, perfect pass, no hesitation. Tatum's believing in his guys. He took that roster and that team to the next level. That's the team we're talking about. That's the switch that we talk about. When we talk about our confidence level in this organization to win the fucking finals this year, that is the team. So when you talk about how am I feeling? Feeling fucking phenomenal. That was it, guys. That's the team.
And we played defense, bro. JT defense, bro. It was, perfect, bro. It was great.
Philly hit something like 48% of their threes or something stupid. Where did it go? Yeah, 47, and we hit 43%. So that's why it's close. You know what I mean? They hit 15 threes. That's why it's close. It was like, I think we tied them at 14, and then from the rest of the game, we hit 7, they hit 1. I mean, that's an 18-point
9 in a row in the second quarter.
There. Yeah, the first half, that's what I'm saying. The lead was built. I get you look at a basketball scoreboard and see you're down 24 points. You think that's a lot. You got to do math. You got to do some quick math. What's that deficit in 2001? It's like a 12-point deficit. Because when we got, I think it was 14 going into the fourth quarter. And I was like, because I've said this a lot when we've blown these larger leads. Like in the modern NBA, that's 4 possessions. And now if you hit on those 4 possessions and you're hitting threes, especially, yeah, it's a tie ball game. You're all knotted up. Like it happens that quickly. You don't have to really grind it out. If you're making a couple of stops, you can make that a game. And that's exactly what happened. And Gershon Yabusele, love him. He had a dunk with a little extra funk, and that pissed the boys off a little bit.
That was it.
You know what I mean? Love Yabu, miss Yabu. He's turned himself into a hell of a player. But he should have known. He should have known better.
He should have known better than that one.
I saw Andrew Doxey, shout out AD, a pillar of Celtics Twitter. He was like, the Celtics have become, are Drew and D White going to hit their shots? That's how these games go. And I agree that's how the team's been approaching it, but that's wrong. And I think the second half proved what needs to happen come playoff time. And I get why they're not doing it every game. But it's the Jays. It's always the Jays. When it's them two running the show, not Tatum, just passing it as quick as he gets it. You do it. I'm just over here if you need me. No, it was Jaylen relentlessly driving. I think Nate pointed out he has a career high 6+ assist nights this season. Just every other year he's got like single digits most years. This year I believe he's already at 15 through 50 games. Yeah, when he came back in that game, that's when I said this is go time, because there was a stretch in the third where it was just JT out there, and that's when it was getting pushed, high teens, low 20s. And I said, let me see what the energy is like if they put Jaylen back in. And that's when they went. That was the rest of the game. And to win by 8, what was it? 26 was what they were officially down?
20, they were down 26.
Yeah, 26.
26 to win by 8 is absurd. That is patently absurd to have that. And not to be down like 26-0, which we've done to Brooklyn a few years ago. Just didn't end up blowing that game. So yeah, that to me said more than even the win itself. Because it also gets to a point when you do mount one of these comebacks, you have to win it at that point. You can't expend all that energy to lose. So I was just like, please don't hit some nonsense Kyle Lowry 3 where he also gets a foul and there's a tech because he complains. Like, please, none of that shit. So I was thrilled that was the end of that. And Jaylen also going up to Maxey talking a little shit in the middle of the game. Like Jaylen, when Jaylen's pissed and can get the rest of the team to his level of pissed, I just don't see them being beaten by anyone under the sun.
And I love shit talking JT, bro.
Of course. He was shit talking.
The death stare, bro. It does something, bro. The death stare.
It is kind of funny because Jaylen goes against like other like legit player. Like he's like trash talking like other legit players. Tatum like trash talk is the fans and then also like players that he used to play with. Like he's shitting on Yabu Zelli or Aaron Neesmith, like or Javante Green, like players that he used to go up against. Like Tatum's like giving it to him. Like he raises his intensity level. It's classic. Coley, you brought up such a good point about the comeback in the NBA. People have shit on like this era of Celtics teams for blowing big leads. I think that's just what happens in the NBA now. Teams are way more explosive. Yeah. Coming back from 26 is not nearly as impressive as game 4, NBA Finals 2008, coming back from 24. That was an insurmountable lead. 26 points nowadays is like, all right, well, we need like Peyton Pritchard to hit like 2 shots and we're back in this game. Like it's just like Elton Brand low post or Al Jefferson low post basketball is not gonna get you back from 26 points. So like in today's NBA, the ability to come back in these games with the ability to shoot the 3, it's just it's not fair. And some of the criticism that the Celtics have gotten over the past years, I think, is inaccurate compared to the rest of the league, not compared to the rest of Celtics history.
Correct. Yeah, like that loss last year against Cleveland when Dean Wade came back and we were up, was it 24 with like 7 minutes left and they won that game. I didn't panic in the moment. I was annoyed because I was like, well, that sucked to watch because it wasn't my team doing it, but it wasn't. I remember people being like, well, they're going to do it in the playoffs. And I was like, let's calm down. Like it was a weird thing that happened. Just move on. Like not everything is a tumorous cancer in someone's stomach. Like one more, that's what's been really fucking annoying about this season. One minor thing doesn't go perfect. And it's like, well, last year was a fluke and it's from the own fan base. Like, calm down. Game 50. They've lost 15 games. Like they're really good. The Cavs have played unbelievably. OKC's played unbelievably. Those are still the only teams ahead of you. That's it. Whether the Rockets pass them momentarily, I think they're back down though. So I may be wrong there, but oh no.
The people need to calm down, bro. They're just used to like the old pains, bro. But this is a new team. We've matured. We're no longer immature. You know what I'm saying? We're not like them guys in Dallas. Don't worry about us. We're good. We're good. We've matured.
It's the first time
we hold this team to a standard of perfection. And when we don't get that as fans, it can be frustrating. But like, I'm sorry, like at different stretches throughout the course of the season, it's like, okay, Derek White has a couple off weeks. And they're like, Derek White's the problem. Or like Sam Hauser has a couple off weeks. And they're like, Sam Hauser's the problem. It's like, guys, give them, like, these are like, it's not just a fucking player in a video game who's going to hit like a percentage. Like, no, they're real people. Like they have lives. They have distractions. They like, give them some time. And like when it actually matters, I believe in the roster that we have because God damn it, they just did it. Like it's hard to pick against the exact team that just did it. Minus O'Shea Brissett. Shout out Syracuse.
Shout them out. Like we said, it's their first 3-game winning streak since Kristaps came back full time. Blew out the Bulls. Do we have anything from that game? I don't.
Kristaps game. That was the Kristaps game.
Yeah,
he had a great game.
For
the
sure.
The only thing I had from that game was, again, Kristaps was like unconscious. Like he was throwing a beach ball into the ocean. Like he could not absolutely miss. And they were still double teaming Jason Tatum. I think Tatum had 16 points. It wasn't even like Tatum was crushing it. They were still doubling him. Scal's like, Porzingis has 30 and they're double teaming Tatum. Like if people don't watch the Celtics, you don't understand the amount of attention that Jason Tatum gets. And people are like, oh, he doesn't average more points than this, doesn't do this, doesn't do that. It's like, dude, they literally have fucking 5 guys staring at him the whole possession while they let everybody else do what they want. There's a reason why Derek White's a 20-point scorer. There's a reason why Porzingis has taken his game to a new level. There's a reason why Drew Holiday hits his open shots. It's because number 0 drives the fucking bus.
Yeah, that quick give back he gave to Derek White in the fourth quarter against Philly, where he was in the high post in the elbow.
Cold.
D. White dropped it to him. I think it was Ricky Council just sprinted right to Tatum. And before Tatum even like had the ball, he just passes it right back. D. White goes right up. A lot of guys don't get that immediate double. You know what I mean? Like that's not the level of attention that is required for players like that. Tatum, I think it's an old playbook. Like when Miami used to double Tatum late in games, they didn't do it all game, but when they'd start throwing multiple looks at him. Also, Philly, just the absolute cowardice to be playing 3-2 zone for like the whole first half. I don't know when they got out of it, but when I saw that, it was just like, yeah, this is just annoying. Play ball. What are we doing here? This is the NBA. You're gonna, for this long, you're gonna play 3-2? Fuck out of here. So yeah, it was a weird first half. I'm not too upset. I was more upset that it was nearly impossible to beat the Pelicans. That was upsetting to me. That took
Trey
more
Murphy,
effort.
bro.
He just wasn't missing. Like he was being guarded fine. He was banking them in. It's just like, all right, we get it. We get it. Knock it off. Alvarado flailing all. He was pulling Jaylen into his throat.
Is DeJounte okay?
Done for the year.
Who Cousins?
For real? Did I fuck his name up?
No,
you didn't.
All
I
right,
just
cool.
anytime he's
He's done for the year?
I'm gonna bring it up. He's gone.
Yeah, pretty sure he's done for the year.
Damn, bro, that's tough, bro.
He actually looked really good during that game.
He was gonna kill us. We already know how that goes.
He always
if
does.
him
Yeah,
and Trey Murphy was gonna do what they was gonna do, bro.
There wouldn't have been any time. There wasn't enough shots for both of them to do it. So he passed his spirit to Trey Murphy. He said, I got you. And he did until again.
Go ahead, Cole. Sorry.
Jaylen ties it. JT for the game. Simple.
With the stare down. Down. Cold, baby. Cold.
The best
definitely
is
don't want to be in that many more games with the Pelicans, but
JT hits the shot, and I immediately text our group message. Eamon, where you at? Because he always fucking says, he's like, Tatum never hits the shot. And he just responds, he's like, I'm in the airport delayed. Like, I don't even know if he was watching the game. I was just like, where you at? Like, he's like, yeah, I'm in an airport, like delayed right now. Like, what a honest response.
Oh, I think he knew what you were talking about. I'd be shocked if he didn't. It was just beautiful. I love the no timeout there. I love just letting them play because that's how you end up with CJ McCollum on Tatum there. You call timeout, and now all of a sudden they get to put whoever they want on whoever they want. They can go into zone. I love Missoula doing that, especially when it's like, all right, you miss, we just go to overtime. No big deal. No big deal at all.
My other main takeaway from that game is I shit on the Little Caesars Palace or whatever it is earlier in the year. There will never be a big game ever played in a place called the Smoothie King Center. Like, there's just never going to be a big game played there. There's not going to be a Final Four. There's not going to be an NBA Finals game. There's literally nothing. The Smoothie King Center is the least intimidating place I think you could ever go.
Have there not been a Final Four in New Orleans?
I hope not. I feel like they did it in the Superdome, though, not in the Smoothie King Center.
Low key.
You're right.
Didn't they do it in the Superdome?
It is at Superdome. No, you're right. It was at the Superdome. Which makes sense because they love playing the biggest game in the college basketball schedule in a football stadium. And it fucks up everyone's shot. They love doing that. It's so stupid. Syracuse is the only team ready for that. Does anyone else play on a football field the rest of the year other than Syracuse?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I was gonna say, I don't think so, bro.
I will tell you, like that, like it really does affect. Like it's really seeing through the glass completely affects your depth perception. Like I don't think Trevor Cooney was actually a good shooter. I just think he knew how to shoot in a football.
Eric Devendorf used that to his advantage.
McNamara.
Nah, he could shoot anywhere. We saw that. We saw what McNamara could do. Yes, I didn't know that until I went to visit there as a senior or maybe junior. I didn't realize it was the same place the football team played, and I was jarred to learn that information.
Yeah, I don't think
I just remember like in those old NCAA video games. In those old like NCAA video games, they used to just put like I don't think they had like the ability or the technology to like actually fill out the rest of the stadium. So there was just this big like blue curtain. And it was just like the whole stadium just cut off.
I remember that.
It's like they didn't know how to code the rest of the stadium. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Shout out Syracuse as always.
They're fucking so bad right now. Oh my God. I don't think we're going to win 15 games
They'll
this year.
be fine. They got Kai and Anthony coming. They'll be fine.
We're football school.
No.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, Stiz just yawned.
Not as long as the Anthony's is going there.
No. But we talked about it last week. We've got our most important stretch coming up. And by that, I do mean February, because it starts immediately. And it starts with the Cavs tonight for people hearing it. 7:30 national game. Then we get the Mavs on Thursday. Very funny.
The new look Mavs, funny. Baby. Hey, yeah, new look Mavs.
I mean, they turned to Jason Kidd to ask him questions. He said, "Can I just announce who's not playing tonight first?" 7 guys. They lost by 1,000 to the Cavs. It was the toughest scene.
Mavs,
then we get the Knicks. We've got the Knicks in New York Saturday. And then Monday, we've got L Heat. Jimmy Butler will still be doing the who want me by then. It's going to be no, 100%. Although every team seems to call and say we'd love to trade for him, and then he says no. I don't know really what's going on. The Warriors tried to call. He said, "Oh, I'm all set." Memphis, he was like, "No, thanks." Where the fuck does this guy want to go? Only Phoenix? Why does he think that's the move? I have no idea what he's thinking.
He thinks him and KD going to do it, bro. He really thinks like that's the vibes. Him and KD will figure it out.
If you can't make it work in Miami, or you don't want to play in Golden State, a freaking awesome organization. Like Jimmy is teetering right now. Remember when Kyrie like had his thing in Brooklyn, and there was people who were like, he's dangerously close to being like out of the league, which I thought was an overreaction. But like Kyrie really has settled down in Dallas. He doesn't talk as much. He plays a lot more. Like there's not a lot of drama. Like Jimmy is teetering on the line of like Cole, you say that there's not a lot of people who can handle Luka Doncic on their roster. How many of those organizations would pick up the phone and be like, I don't know if our organization can handle Jimmy Butler? I'd be afraid if I had a 23-year-old, 24-year-old really good player that he would ruin a guy like that.
That's why he's probably wants to go to damn Phoenix, because he's just there with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. It's just going to be 3 old guys chilling.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
You feel me? Like, bro, I don't got to deal with none of that young shit.
In Houston, I think Ime would fight him day one. Like, as he got off the
he
plane.
would not survive in Houston. He was like, this is the same thing. He wouldn't make it, bro.
No, he wouldn't. Obviously, here, no. Knicks, no. Although I'm sure he'd love Tibbs, but that would be insane. Yeah, there's nowhere like the Lakers. I could see the Lakers doing it, and then that's either going to make Luka into a man, or he'll be back in Slovenia.
Could Denver do it? Not going for that shit.
They certainly could. I don't know that they'd want to.
Actually, Denver could do it, honestly.
I feel like, Jokic is also on the same tier as Steph in terms of like, if you're the organization, you have to do whatever it takes to be able to surround that guy with a championship roster. Like, I don't know. And again, I don't know if Miami would like be interested in the scraps that Denver would.
Who do you get rid of? Aaron Gordon? Aaron Gordon, who else?
Gordon.
I mean, you would have to for Jimmy, no?
Porter, maybe.
No, they make way too much together.
Is Chris Brown over there? Christopher Brown, is that his name?
Yeah. Where the fuck? All right. I'm trying to see. I'm on the trade machine now. So Jimmy's at 48.
You'd have to get rid of whatchamacallit, right? Aaron Gordon.
I don't think they can do it. They're both at the first. Okay, maybe they can. I'm gonna do Porter.
I just think Denver, that's a team that
Denver.
They need to win. They need to win again in the next 2 to 3 years, or it's not happening. So, I would say the same thing with Golden State. Like, dude, Jimmy's a win now player. Like, and if I'm a San Antonio and Oklahoma City, like, absolutely, Minnesota, no way. Actually, obviously, he's not going back to Minnesota. That's stupid, but you know what I mean? Like, dude, the teams that need to win now, like, get on the horn.
Denver makes sense. Denver actually makes sense. Like, Denver makes a lot of sense, low key.
I mean, Murray, Butler, and Jokic is fucking that. That's pretty
good.
Who
you got on the trade block, Coley?
Right now, I've done just Jimmy for Michael Porter Jr., Saric, and Christian Brown, and they still have to cut 4.6 million to make it go through.
Mm.
And then they're not going to have enough players on the team.
Damn.
Yeah, this is a tough scene. So if they do, this is to
be fair though,
Jamal, obviously.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do it without Jamal Murray. But to be fair, I mean, does Dario Saric even count as a player on your team? I think I'd rather an open roster spot at this point than Dario Saric. Like, give me Lonnie Walker.
I don't think there's a path to do this because now they're both over the apron. This is the thing we're not all ready to deal with. Like, this is another reason why not everyone could just trade for Luka. Like, I'm sure the Suns would love to trade for Luka, even if the fan base has been taught to hate him. I don't think they physically could have.
It's tough, man.
It's tough.
It's tough, bro. Well, Jimmy's probably just gonna be in Miami another year. Chill Pat for a whole another year.
I don't know why he's out on Memphis. Like, that's the exact team who would like buy into it.
It's because he don't want to live in Memphis. He don't want to live there, bro. That's where he's at with it. You know, I think he's at that age where he's like, bro, I would live in Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Denver, he'd do it because I get to play with Joker. That'd be like the only thing for me. But like, that's probably why he said no to Golden State. You know what I'm saying? You up there, it's a little bit cold. I feel like that's his vibes. Like, bro, it's a little bit cold. I'm not doing it, bro. Like, I done did it already. That's the only reason. Why not say yes to Golden State? You know, if I'm Jimmy Butler, that doesn't make sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, that'd be the only reason for me if I'm thinking about it. Like, all right, well, if I'm choosing Phoenix over that.
He also keeps saying, I won't re-sign with these teams. And to me, yeah, I only want you for a very short amount of time. I'm not trying to re-sign you.
Like, yo, we agree. Yo, Jimmy, we agree.
Same page. Yeah. We're right there with it. It's very funny that this just keeps happening. I'm gonna check to make sure there hasn't been a trade since we started, because the NBA just has decided to take over Super Bowl week every week, or big game week every year now.
We're safe.
Losing right now. No.
Do we want to talk about the De'Aaron Fox trade? Do we care about that?
I care.
Okay, there we go.
I think the Spurs did a really good job. Like, again, I don't think picks, like, if I look at the Thunder organization right now, I value the Thunder because of the players and the core that they have built, not because of the pick stash that they have. Until you actually turn these picks into something, it doesn't really mean much to me. So the fact that San Antonio was able to keep their core guys, I thought they were going to have to give up a Castle or a Keldon Johnson or they have like legit guys. I think my only question, and I don't think their roster's complete. Like, you're going to look at the Wembanyama decade as like, okay, they have some time to be able to figure it out. But I guess my question about their team currently is like, do they shoot it well enough? Like, it doesn't seem like a great fit to me. Devin Vassell shoots 36% from three. Like, he shoots it at a high clip. Castle shoots it 4 times a game, 27%. Jeremy Sochan, under 30%. And Fox is a 32% shooter. Like, I don't know if that team just shoots it well enough. Now, again, like I think a lot of those things are movable pieces and
Did
really
you not
valuable.
say Wemby's?
He doesn't count,
I did it
bro.
because like I'm thinking about who is going to compliment
We got
Wemby.
you, Buddha. Yeah, Buddha.
Who's going to compliment Wemby?
Buddha, Wemby does not count. Hey, everybody else.
Fox had, what was it, the most game winners in the league last year? Like, I understand he's one of those guys, like I'm saying, like, I don't really care what his percentage is. If he's taking a big shot, I kind of just expect him to hit it.
Yeah, I like the trade from San Antonio. I just think that they need to tweak their roster over the next couple of years to be a better fit. And I think, Fox and Wemby
and especially keep Wemby.
Oh, absolutely. Like, dude, Fox and Wemby,
you know what I'm saying?
That can be the core. I think Castle and Vassell, but don't you think there's better fits out there? Like, I don't know.
No, for sure.
No.
I think they need a shooter, bro. I think they do need a shooter, or like for Wemby, or You want to, if you're San Antonio, at the end of the day, you want to keep Wemby, bro. You need to keep Wemby. Not even want to keep Wemby. You
Agreed.
need to keep Wemby. So in order to keep Wemby, if we're talking about these sub 35% shooters around him, and it's everybody besides me, bro, I'm in need of shooter around me. I don't care that we got De'Aaron Fox. I could do what De'Aaron Fox does because I'm Wemby. You get what I'm saying? I need a shooter around me, bro. They're gonna have to figure that out at some point. Maybe not this year.
Castle's a young teen. Like, he'll be fine. I'm very high on Castle. He's been one of the best rookies in the league this year. Vassell should become a better shooter. Like, I remember out of Florida State, they showed him like where every Florida State wing has to rebuild their shot. I don't know what they're doing down there.
Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, all of Jonathan Isaac, like literally all
Jonathan
of them.
Isaac, that's another good one.
Keldon's cool. Like, if they had moved him in this deal, I wouldn't have been like, oh, you can't do that. I was shocked they didn't have to move Castle. Genuinely shocked. Like, I don't know why the Kings. I would much rather Castle than two of those fake first round picks that they got.
Me too.
I feel you.
So that was a strange. Like, I know they were told like, hey, you should trade De'Aaron Fox, and they were like, yes, sir. But it was a strange return, even if they were like the Bulls got nothing. They got like Trey Jones is cool, Herter's cool. Like, they've got solid players, but none that are going to help the Chicago Bulls. And then they just got their own pick back. That was a Cooper Flag play, which Cooper Flag in Chicago would be very cool.
I'm not mad at that. No cap.
Yeah, it'd be very cool. I've been like Brooklyn. I can't really see it. Him in a Bulls jersey, him and Matas. Yeah, I can see that.
The Bulls got nothing, huh? Like a whole lot of nothing back.
They got their own pick back.
I was about to say, they got nothing for this, bro.
Nothing at all. Very strange. They were just like, we just need Levine out of here. Like, Vucevic's probably next. I think that's who Golden State's going to end up getting, is Vucevic.
I don't like that move for Golden State at all.
They need a superstar. They need a superstar, bro. Obviously, they know that. As they said, they're calling everybody. If you was on that damn All-Star list, you got a call. There was an inquiry about you this week.
Yeah, I like Pat Williams. I know he's torn his ACL, but I look at him as a guy who I really like him moving forward.
Is he another Florida State guy?
I was just gonna say that. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, I'm 90% sure he's Florida State, but a couple SEC schools are floating around for me. I'm pretty sure.
No, he is. He is. He's another guy who just hasn't really taken any sort of step. Like, he's just kind of the same. Like, he's solid, and I'll gladly blame the Bulls for how he's turned out. But he was all these Florida State guys. They're like, he's the next Kawhi. All of them. That's what they say about them. It's like, maybe we stop just saying that as a blanket scouting report on the Florida State wing in the draft. Like, how about we just don't do that anymore? Since we're on the trade deadline, do you think the Celtics do anything? We won't record between now and Thursday's trade deadline. The league feels pretty active right now. That's not like they have to do much.
I think we're chilling, bro. Honestly, who do we get rid of?
I think there's two options in terms of trades right now. You can look to move Jaden Springer, or you can look to move Xavier Tillman. I think those two guys are the players that are movable. I don't think either of them have great value in terms. I actually think you might have to attach draft pick compensation. But I think what's more likely is they're going to use this 15th roster spot with a buyout candidate. Like, Torrey Craig was just released by Chicago. Like, he's a guy that if you'd have to give up absolutely nothing, I look at him as a guy who he's eligible to be signed by the Celtics. Like, I would like one more wing defender. I like Springer's insurance and Pritchard, missed the game, which is absolutely insane. Pritchard never misses. 132 consecutive games dating back to April of 2021 or 2020. I don't know how to do 2023. 132 straight games for Pritchard before he sat out on Sunday. I think Springer is good insurance for him as a defensive guard who can hopefully knock down the open three. But I guess my hope would be that they add one more wing defender just for insurance purposes for Hauser. And then I think you're good. I'm not worried about the big men. I'm not worried about any like rotational piece. Like, I'm not giving up the picks or the pieces for a Walker Kessler. I feel good about where we're at. And I don't think there's going to be a major move coming.
What do you think, Stiz?
No, I like that, Buddha. I don't want to move Jaden Springer. I feel like he's shown us something in these last few games, bro. Like I'm willing to hold on to him for a year, bro. That's just me. I'm willing to hold on to the kid for a year, see what he does next year.
He's shooting when he gets the ball thrown to him. Obviously, at the big game icer, what was that against the Clippers? Yeah. And the defense is positively insane, which I always appreciate. But I am looking at the trade machine right now, and I am looking at the Celtics receiving Walker Kessler and the Jazz receiving Jaden Springer. And I would go do that. And I don't think, like, before you asked me a month ago, I do think we would have had to have paid 2 firsts. I think in the current landscape, I don't think you have to do that. I think you could just do this outright. I think there's a chance you can be somewhat active. I'm worried about Torrey Craig. How are the boys going to react, Stiz, if Torrey Craig's old lady's courtside at one of these playoff games? How big of a distraction, or do we use that to our advantage?
I was about to say that might work out in our favor, bro. We are locked in over here. Look, JT just dropped little deuce. JB, you already know what JB gonna be on if there's some women around. You feel me? JB's gonna
That's
super. He's gonna start hooping. We might see the windmill. Wow, one of those. And you know, Al's already locked in. Al's going to be locked in. Kristaps not going to know what's going on. And Peyton Pritchard's just trying to score. We're straight, bro. That actually might work out to our favor, bro. Everybody else, good luck.
That's where I'm worried about Torrey Craig being like, Jaylen, why are you hooping so hard, dude?
He's just like, I got you. I got
it's disrespectful to me.
That could be the kick in the ass we need. That's the flip the switch right there.
Meg the Stallion courtside in Boston. What an acquisition for the playoff run. And then imagine if we played Houston in the finals.
I gotta hoop, bro. I gotta. That's how JB would start thinking. Nah, bro. I gotta hoop. You don't understand.
You say some like old Art of War, like Sun Tzu.
Straight up, bro.
Torrey Craig's like, don't talk to me like that.
Nobody would know what I'm saying. Except for him and Joe Mazzulla. Only him and Joe Mazzulla will understand.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think it's something you got to weigh heavily. You really got to pros and cons is what needs to be laid out if you're making a move like that. But I would make the move for Kessler. It's still that Kristaps insurance. He looks good. My desk isn't wood anymore. Knock on wood. To me, that's the biggest thing. And it's a future investment too. Like I do think we have to treat the trade deadline as our free agency because we have no moves we can make in free agency come summertime.
Facts.
We tried this last year. We got Springer. We got Tillman. Tillman was weirdly helpful exactly once in the finals. That's great. That's all we needed. That's all we needed from you, big fella.
That's a fact.
And we gave him a multi-year deal too. So I would trade Tillman in this deal. He just doesn't make enough. It has to be Springer, or it has to be Springer or Pritchard. And certainly not doing Pritchard.
I'm not moving Pritchard. I'm not moving Pritchard.
No,
hell no, bro.
It's just like there's no one who makes $7 million or less in the league that's not like an elite rookie that Pritchard doesn't have more value, especially to a team who's reliant and dependent on Pritchard right now. Like he's there every single night except for Sunday, but. Like we're not
moving
him.
Pritchard, bro.
No, they need him.
Pritchard, bro.
No, you can't.
He's off the table.
And I don't.
Corey, I don't know how much better Walker Kessler is than Luke Cornett.
Oh, he's much better. As much.
I don't think he. I was going to say this earlier,
especially defensively.
I agree defensively, but I was going to say this earlier. We were talking about Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson plays an extremely similar role to what Sam Hauser does for the Celtics. It's just like, dude, run around, get open, take Cornett threes. No. And then
I was like, where's going on?
Get shit on defensively. Like, I don't know if Luke Cornett's playing a big enough role for our team right now where I'm like, oh, well, we need a guy who's going to be taking that. Like, we need that person. If it's Kristaps insurance, fine, but I think the roster is so expensive moving forward that these first round picks are either going to help you get off of some of these contracts, whether it's a Drew or a Porzingis in the future, or I think that they might be low cost option flyers for Brad. And we haven't seen Brad draft a ton of guys. It's Shireman, it's Jordan Walsh. Other than that, we really don't know. So I don't want to sell our total future, because I really think that we have a 5 to 8 year window here before San Antonio and Oklahoma City is like, oh shit, we got to face them every single year.
I mean, we can only trade 2 first like if we wanted to trade more first, we physically can't. We can only trade 2. And I don't think it would require that much to begin with. I think it's just the 1. And I think it's the one down the road too. Ainge isn't going to want one this year. He knows it's going to be a terrible pick. It's going to be the 31 pick, which I'm completely fine punting right now. That doesn't help us in the slightest.
So unless we get super lucky.
Well, we'd have to be terrible for it to help. You know what I mean? Like that's where I can't.
Or find the most gem of gems.
Sure.
The most gem of gems.
So I'm completely fine moving that. If it's not Kessler, like you said, there really aren't enticing options available. They just don't exist.
Did you do that on purpose?
What?
Enticing?
Oh, Daniel Tice? No, I'm all set. Tice is not someone I'd rather, even when he will shoot a 3 occasionally, I'd rather play Cornet over Tice. And there's no future there. That's part of the Kessler intrigue 100%. To me, is you can bring him in here
Cole,
for
I
this
like
year.
Where your head's at. Like treating it like free agency. I don't know what player makes $4 million or less that I'm, other than a Walker Kessler, but like I'm not willing to commit to him long term. He's the only guy. He's really the only guy.
Was he 23? He's 23 now?
I believe so.
Oh yeah.
Didn't he do?
Young legs, bro. So young legs, bro.
He did 2 years in college, one at Auburn, one at North Carolina. Or am I making that up?
It was 2. I don't know if you've got the schools correct, but you may. I know Auburn's right. But yes,
23 years old, bro. Listen, that's a lot of youth.
Yeah, UNC and Auburn. And
Al Horford's 29, bro. Kristaps says he's not going to stay here that long. We got to start thinking like that, honestly.
Yeah, he's averaging 11 and 11. You know what I mean? Like with 2.5 blocks a game. Like that's definitely a better player than Luke Cornet. He leads the league in field goal percentage at 72%. This is a player obviously is he taking any threes? He's shooting 33% from 3. He may be better than Kristaps right now, as we're talking about it.
But, okay, Coley, let me ask you the question though. Let's say you call them up and you say, okay, we'll give you Springer in the first this year. And they say, no, it's 2 firsts. Are you doing that?
I'm telling Danny Ainge, hey, you literally just helped facilitate Luka to the Lakers. The least you can do is trade me Walker Kessler for a 2031.
Good negotiator. Good negotiator.
And he would go, you know what? You're right.
He'd be like,
You're gonna like throw in 3 extra seconds.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's what would end up happening. You'd get more seconds, which I believe we have. Can we move seconds? I fucking can't stand the new rules. I knew many of the rules.
It's stupid.
Before. I don't.
They didn't make these rules until the Celtics were the highest spending team. It's fucking stupid.
Listen, the Celtics made the rules, so I don't know that we can complain about them too much. Jaylen Brown said we're gonna fuck over the rest of the league with this. We're all gonna get locked in, right? All right, cool.
Y'all all fuck with this, right? Y'all all fuck with this? All right. Don't nobody say nothing now. When I turn this in, don't say nothing.
For real. Yeah, the Celtics are still like the only team who've been proactive about the new rules. They locked in everybody when they could, and now like they can eventually move Drew and Kristaps and get it and do one of those kind of things. But
they let JB write the rules.
Like the reason I'm okay. Yeah,
no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead,
Grant
bro.
was like, "This is great
That's
for
what
me."
I'm saying. And then we won a ship. That's so good, bro. It's so good.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I don't know why they allowed us.
JB was like, "Bro, we're winning the championship. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. We're winning." It was written, literally.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But the reason I'm cool moving 31 is 32 gets unlocked next year, and then we won't be able to move that. So you're not even mortgaging your full future. We can't because we're a second apron team.
It's crazy
I'm
to
not
think
mad at
like
Walker, bro.
2032 is actually a year that we're going to be alive for. Like that just seems like that's a fake year.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Knock on wood.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm not putting it
facts.
on the board yet. I'll earn that one.
Bro. I'm not
So,
mad
yeah,
at Walker Kessler. I'm
as
not
for this
mad.
road
23, 11, 11. Cool with me, bro. Cool with me.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
with the defense.
Our guys are getting old, bro. We're not going to be able to keep
The
Kristaps
Knicks.
that long.
No, it's going to get hard. Let's make it easier now, so it's not
Facts.
as hard then.
Facts, bro.
Right. Knicks are giving a decent run to the Rockets. Amen Thompson dunked Precious through the floor, so that was a tough scene. But yeah, we've got this stretch coming up. Cavs tonight, Mavs Thursday, Knicks Saturday, Heat Monday. Maybe there's a trade somewhere in between, but this is the month.
Can I
This
start with a
we
record
said it-
prediction?
Well, Stiz already has for those watching, but you can go ahead.
Stiz has got 4-0. What a surprise. I'm gonna say and this is just what's gonna happen. So they're gonna go 3-1 this week, and they're gonna lose to Dallas because I said that Dallas sucks and basketball gods hate it. So that's what's gonna
Dallas
happen.
the one you picked? Dallas was the one you picked? I think
Dallas is the
basketball
one I
gods are
picked.
smoking them for the next year, bro.
To be, it's their only home game, and we are better on the road. So I don't completely disagree, only because of that. Kyrie though he's 1-15
Yeah.
since he stepped on Lucky. So I don't know.
See,
if
now
that's
that you
gonna
said that
change
out
either.
loud, bro, you just said that out loud, and then it might jinx us, bro. And oh no. That's the thing with the Celtics team. You
That's
can just
what's
say
gonna do
one
it.
thing, and then yeah, bro, and that'll do it. That'll be the thing that does it, bro.
Kyrie breaks Kobe's 81 point. Yeah, the Cavs game's going to be hostile. Like it's in Cleveland. Both teams, they're not missing anybody. I guess they are. They've been playing
They're
Jalen
missing
Tyson a
like
lot.
Dean Wade, which again for us is a big fucking deal.
Huge deal.
Man,
I'm
fuck
Jake,
putting
how we
stock
feeling
into
about
this
these
game.
4 games?
I'm putting stock into it.
You have to, bro. It's February.
matters.
We
Tonight fucking matters.
February, baby. February, baby. We on that.
Like, yeah, we're starting to play a little bit better. Cleveland's the 1 seed. We're 5.5 back. No, you know what? Tonight matters. Tonight matters.
JT 2 straight
I hope
games
they take
actually
that
hitting
approach.
shots. Like, yeah, bro. We got to.
It's time.
We have to.
It's time.
How you feeling, Jake?
I got a little taste of 3-0. I got to be honest, it tastes pretty good, but I got to imagine that 4-0 just tastes that much better. So we're going to run with that this week.
I want to say we go 3-1 and lose to the Heat. Like that feels like the stupidest thing to happen.
Tyler Hero game would be crazy, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It'll happen.
us walking through those 3 games, feeling great, puffing our chests out a bit, and then the South's like, oh, the Heat, Jimmy's been bought out, whatever the fuck happened with
Facts,
him.
bro.
And then
Is
we
it
just
in
go in there
Miami?
and get smacked. Yes.
Is it in my? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
They'll probably trade
You know
Jimmy
what I
for
mean?
like
They go-
3 guys you don't even know their name, and you're like, all right, that guy went for 37 against us. That's his career high. His former career high was 8.
Like both Martin twins. We're in a box. We've got no
Oh, my
answer
God.
for them.
Now I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
It's also the only non-national game we have. The rest of the month is that
no,
Miami game.
bro.
So yeah, these 3 games plus it's New York Saturday. They fly to Miami. They're there all day Sunday, and then they play Monday night. That
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they're
no.
cooked.
We're coming in
bro.
here
Yeah, they're cooked. No, they're
lost.
cooked, bro. They're cooked.
Tatum's
bro.
gonna be hell sunburned.
Damn, bro. Yeah, they're cooked. 3-1. That makes me
I'll
sad.
take it. I'll sign up for that right now. I'll sign up for that right. If we walk down the Cavs, the Mavs, and the Knicks, yeah, I'll
think
take
we will,
a
bro.
30-point loss to the Heat.
I think we will, and that we probably will get spanked by 30 right after that, bro. Like directly after that. You know the boys are going to live. If we run that 3-0 stretch,
Sure.
you know we're going to live after that. Ain't no Jimmy Butler, bro. Just
You know what?
tally
Go for
everyone
it,
here.
Go for it. I won't be mad.
We're going to booby trap
'Cause then
tonight,
they got-
fellas.
And then they get the Spurs, and then it's the All-Star break. So, yeah, they're going to have a ton of fun in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Ton of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boys getting drunk. All right, yeah.
That's 3-1. We'll take it. We'll take it. I'm excited to see if anything happens in the trade deadline. I don't anticipate anything, but Brad kind of moves in silence. So that tells me he's been cooking, which I appreciate. We'll be back next week after a quick 3-1, and who knows what the rest of the NBA is going to look like. Because part of me does think if we just don't move, the rest of the league is going to do so many stupid fucking things that we improve based off their stupidity by doing nothing at all. So we'll see what happens. We'll be back next week to talk about this
Anthony
3-1
Davis
road
sucks.
trip.
Hopefully y'all boys really go 4-0 though.
This for the people. Follow and I'll lead you. Don't let them deceive you. Most of these niggas is see-through. They claim to be kings, but none of these niggas is regal. And my trap is lethal. Everything we do illegal. This for the people. Follow and I'll lead you. Don't let them deceive you. Most of these niggas is see-through. They claim to be kings, but none of these niggas is regal. And my trap is lethal. Everything we do illegal. Cold as an igloo. In this game ain't no redos. So you can't pull the wool over my eyes. Like a playbook, I'ma read you. I don't believe you. Can't trust you as far as I'll heave you. Y'all rockin' cheap suits. All of my niggas in mink suits. I got me some gold teeth. Now I think I need some rings too. I got me a new plug, impressed by the way that them things move. I need me a new drug, was smoking before it became cool. But y'all be so in the fads, you do what I do like my name is Dad. I knew what you niggas gas. That whole crew that you with them niggas ass. You blew what you two in the chitter chat. Maneuver, then get it back. I do it so fluent when in the trap. I school you cause you need a piggyback. I still be smoking on the sticky pack. I handle all problems, no tit for tats. Hey. Fuck is you looking at? I put you on game, then I took it back. I'm on my grown man, ain't no rookie raps. I jab him with balls and I hook it back. We ain't have no lights in the crooked trap. I styled these rhymes while they cooking crack. I didn't finesse, I just took his pack. Pulled out the strap, you was shook with that. Hey, this for the people. Follow and I'll lead you. Don't let them deceive you. Most of these niggas is see-through. They claim to be kings, but none of these niggas is regal. And my trap is lethal. Everything we do illegal.
These niggas ain't really my niggas. Forget them but never forgive them. They're showing a few of my symptoms. I just been filling prescriptions. Serving that work out the rental. Slurring my words had to stizzle. Shout out to the money from your slut. She just met me, she gon' give it up. These shawty's fucking for a mention, bruh. I done rapped it, then I lived it, bruh. Had a taste, now I can't get enough. They gon' talk, but tell them give it up. Who the fuck is you kidding, bruh? Thought you was on with a half a pack. Half you whacking, nigga, that's a fact. Me and my nigga brought rapping back. Who the fuck is you rapping at? We all got shooters, I'm to the rack. And they'll come move you to boost they stats. Dunk on your partner, then shimmy back. Translation, hop out like give me that. Hanging outside of that minivan. I heard whispers that that's come from many, man. But I still walk through my city, man.
Yeah, still on that same shit. I never changed shit, you know? Stick with it, you gonna get it, I promise. Yeah. Keep it solid. Be safe.